I think we're all kind of really hoping this guy is going to work. You know, I'm now in the kind of camp where I'm sort of giving up hope that he's ever going to work. You know, and it's I don't like to make judgment on players or management, you know, far too early. But okay, no firm game, right? White hot atmosphere, played at 100 mile an hour. The guy's maybe blowing out his arse a bit. Fair enough. That's his Hamilton Accies, you know. And I'm not buying the plastic pitch stuff where it's Hamilton Accies, you know. And if you're going to start making progress, you're going to start imposing yourself in your team, you're going to need to start doing it against Hamilton Accies, mate.
3-1 up as well. You know, there's no pressure, and Hamilton were playing. And again, he's not going to play many teams playing as badly as that. Certainly not away from home. No, I know. And he should be starting his authority all over that game, you know, rather than stamping his feet on people, you know. And you touched on it there, you know, about the difference in Jason Holt. You know, he come on, you know, and you're sitting there and you're saying, Pena, that's exactly what we're looking for. We want you going busting beyond their last year, get yourself in the box, be a nuisance, you know, create chance. He's got a penalty kick, you know, which sealed the game. Sealed the game, aye. I mean, it removed all tension at a time where had Hamilton got that next goal, we could have been. What I will say for the rest of the side is, obviously it limited, isn't it? I think we go on and win 5 or 6-1 if we keep 11 men on the park. However, with the 10 men, I want to praise the 10 who were left, or once Holt came on. You couldn't really tell at times that it was 10v11, apart from maybe the last 10 minutes where I think a few other players dropped a level. I think you saw a couple of mistakes from young McCrory, which we hadn't seen up to that point. But they played really well, and I thought Graham Dorrans had his best game and his most mature game in a blue shirt. But I'm worried. And the thing that keeps coming to mind, mate, is... I'll give you an example of type of player. I mean, there's a guy, Ravel Morrison, and you might remember him when he burst through at Man United, and he was supposed to be the bee's knees and all the rest of it. And he goes on an ever decreasing, you know, he was at Lazio, then he was at West Ham, then he was in the Championship. And there are players of talent. Bojan is another good example. At Barcelona, Roma, and then at Stoke, Gerard Deulofeu, who, you know, starts off at Barcelona, goes to Everton, it goes to Sevilla, it goes to Milan, doesn't work out, and each step is a step down, although currently he's back at Barca, but I don't think that'll last long. With these players who, when they burst through, show extreme promise of having the ability to be a game changer, clubs will always give them a platform, because a manager will think, if I can just get him playing. And the reason we can afford him is that he's kind of damaged goods. However, we all know the potential, and if I can just extract that potential, we've got us a real bargain. And I am starting to worry that with Pena, that's what we've signed. We've signed a guy that the manager knows has ability, and it's unquestioned ability, but nobody's quite been able to get out of him on a consistent basis. And that's why he's available and willing to come to us at 2.5 million, as opposed to be going somewhere else to a bigger league for maybe 10-12 million. I get it, and I understand that it's a gamble. And if you're a Championship club in England or above, 2.5 million's nothing, you know. You chuck that at them. If you get them working, brilliant. If you don't, fine, bring somebody else in. And I think maybe part of the problem is, I'm not sure that we can afford £2.5 million gamble. It's nothing in football terms, but it's a lot in Rangers terms. And I just wonder if Pedro's thinking, okay, I know this is a rough diamond, but if I can just get him, I'll turn this guy into, he could be a real superstar player. But you see so many of these guys, and it's so rare that somebody manages to eventually kind of get this rough diamond to emerge.
I know, and it's an unfortunate fact, you know. It's the environment we live in, you know, in Glasgow, and what's going across the other side of the city is Caixinha needs, you know, 9 players out of 10, the guys that he's brought in, you know, to work and to start working pretty quickly, and I just don't see where he's going to get the time to wait in this guy any longer. You know, it's you know, the decision's going to have to be made sooner or later. You know, it's I mean, and I'm not blowing a trumpet at Jason Holt based on 2 performances, one against this one, Hamilton Accies, but he did make an impact.
He did.
And that's what
he
I keep saying, you know. And he made an impact for Hull that night as well. And you can't dismiss that. It's whether that wee guy was just kind of lobbed in to the basket at the end of last season and they're all duds and get shot at them. And I never thought that for a second. He went off the boil and came back on time and again during the disaster it was last season. But I think there's a lot more to Jason Holt than probably many people think. And I think he can seriously make a contribution. And if he's sitting there saying, "Let's just let me on," just get this guy off. And that's twice, so it's again, managers have got a decision to make when we go to St Johnstone,
well, I think
exactly what he's going to do there, but not understanding.
Jack will be suspended.
And, $2.5 million is a lot of money for us, but at the same time, Kashinya's got to be looking at the bigger picture, and he's desperate, as I said, desperate, needing stability, needing a run of victories, and if and I certainly don't see where Carlos Pena is going to contribute to make that happen. I really don't. But
like I say, I can see the talent, and I understand the signing, because it's a signing that's replicated by managers all over the world, where a guy who has ability that they wouldn't normally be able to afford, but hasn't shown it consistently. And of course, a manager's going to think, "I'll be the one. I'll get it out of him. I'll find the way that'll get this guy delivering." And sometimes it happens, but it is a punt, and more often than not it doesn't. And maybe Carlos is fitting into that groove. But as you say, it was Hamilton-Accies. Hamilton-Accies playing badly, and us playing quite well, and he wasn't able to impose himself. That's the negatives. I want to talk about a couple of positives from Friday night, because first of all, the attitude. They showed a set. And given everything that had gone on, losing the early goal, they showed a set. And I was proud of that, because it would have been easy to fold up and start crying and feeling sorry for themselves. And we've seen that before recently, but it didn't happen on Friday night.
It was really good to see, see when you're out there, but with that jersey on, and you're going that extra yard, and you get yourself back in the game, you get yourself in front, and see the reaction of the support. Playing in front of that must be absolutely terrific, I mean, we've all wished we could have lived the dream, but when the crowd's supporting you and pushing you on there, it's not to be expected, that they're going to keep out the other side winning every game, but just go that extra yard, there's absolutely no point in running up that white flag, because we got a goal down, and it was really, really encouraging. To see them pulling together as a group, and again, as irony has it, our club, the boy McCrory had an outstanding game against Celtic, and he looked like a bag of nerves against Hamilton, but that will do him good. He's only a kid. That will do him good. Late in a couple of tackles, made a couple of mistakes. But it's all about building. It's all about building confidence, in himself, and hopefully, he's going to be more than a permanent fixture, in the years to come, because we can't take our eye off the ball with us, Davey. It's I thought at the end of last season, seeing Burjonis coming in, and one or two others, it was really encouraging, and I know the manager's got to get results, but there's absolutely no reason why one or two of these boys can't be part of that,
Of course,
and hopefully they'll keep them in or around about the first team,
The guys that I want to praise, I mentioned Graham Dorrans earlier, and again, I did think he had a really terrific a leader's game. I thought he bossed it and led the team. But I also want to pick out, obviously, Declan John, young Elton, who looks terrific going forward. Didn't have a lot to do defensively, but did it well. And on the other wing, I thought a really becoming a typical Daniel Candeias performance.
He was a cracker.
The work
really
rate
good,
was superb. Obviously, a great goal, but I just think he's one of these guys that fans take to. And you and I both know Lee Wallace, cracking guy, done a lot for the club, but he's got competition here, Ian, just based on form in John, because he's not done a lot wrong, this kid. No,
definitely not. It was, it had been his first game. Just when he came to the club there, and he hadn't played a lot of football, and maybe that led to a couple of aches and strains and that, but to see him back in, it's fantastic. But that's exactly what we need. We're needing that competition for places all around with the team, and if somebody gets a chance, then grab it with both hands, and that's certainly what he's done, because it's Lee Wallace has got his faults. I mean, there isn't a player in their team who hasn't. But when he went out, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. When he went out injured, there, it's another blow, But to see Elton there stepping in and grabbing that with both hands, then great, because it does give us another dimension going forward, And goodness sake, a full-back chipping in with a couple of goals.
Oh, aye.
It's we're not exactly used to that, No,
not recently. And he could do for us, I think, what Wallace did for us in the Championship, which is be that goal threat and be somebody that they have to keep an eye on, which should open up a bit more space for whoever's out in the left wing. We had a very Windassian performance from Josh the other night, where occasional good things and a lot of bad things, and I think that there's a spot up for grabs there. Again, we've got a paucity of options out there, but I would think that maybe the youngster from Man City should be in consideration. And who knows, when Wallace comes in, John might be capable of being shoved up a little bit further.
Yeah, well, that's. I mean, as I say, why wouldn't you grab this opportunity? With both hands and just give it your absolute all. I was very fortunate a couple of years ago by dinner across in County Down, and Marvin Andrews was there, and again, extremely lucky, managed to get a place at the table alongside him, and I said, honestly, I can remember the day clearly when my son said, Dad, we're signing Marvin Andrews, and I said to him across the table, I honestly couldn't. I know you're a man of God, Marvin. I couldn't repeat exactly what my reaction was to that.
I recall what your reaction was to that.
But
it certainly was not Christian.
I says, how wrong could one person be? And I says, it must have been incredible. And he says, keep that whole story though. It was, the manager took him to Motherwell, and the manager took him to Raith Rovers, but it was God that took me to Rangers, And he said, but I said, I just grabbed that with both hands. He said, I thought it was a wind up from agent at first. Rangers were on the phone. He said, but it turned out to be true. He said, I got myself there. And I said, Marvin, this is once in a lifetime opportunity. Just do it. Just grab it with both hands. And he said, and I did. And I said, that attitude is just absolutely brilliant. It's just fantastic to hear, from a footballer, and it's the same. It's the same with Declan John, and that surprising side is the other guys that were kind of let go and moved back down south at the end of last season. Just why didn't you grab that with both hands,
Well, if you look at Rob Kiernan, who's now
it's a fair analogy for it,
If you look at Rob Kiernan, who's now at Southend, and realistically, his career has peaked, and there's no doubt on that, and it's a shame. But totally, you don't get opportunities, and for a lot of these guys currently, you wouldn't get the opportunity to come and play at a club like Rangers were it not for our current circumstance, and you have to try and make the bet, almost like guys in the early 80s, if you like, and it was the ones who did that kind of survived into the Souness regime. I'm thinking, the kind of Stuart Monroe type guys who maybe weren't the best footballers in the world, but they grafted as hard as they could to improve, to do enough to stay in the team, and it might not have lasted forever, but they got some success, and they're well fondly remembered down Ibrox, and they've got medals to show for it, and that's right. That's the thing.
That's right. We don't ask much. We just ask for that same passion that we have. And again, as you said there, John and certainly Candice certainly look as if they're not going to miss this opportunity. Which is the opportunity of a lifetime. We all know where the club's been, but goodness sake, you're running out there against Dundee, and there's 50,000 people in the stadium. It's just insane at times,
Yes. It's a way. I want to talk just about something before we leave the match on Friday night. A couple of things. One was there's two things. Firstly, I want to get your thoughts on. I thought, people were going on and on about Pedro's body language. He barely celebrated the first two goals. He looked very angry, and people tried to make a thing about it. He looked pissed off all night. I thought in the first interview, and if no one believes me, I'll post the text message with the time on Friday. I thought he looks ill. He sounds to me like he's got a cold, because he was sniffing a lot. You could hear it, and his voice was choked, and he just looked. I thought he's either got a really bad cold or the flu. And it came out afterwards that he had a really bad cold. Now, was it? I don't know about you, but when I've had to turn up for work when I'm full of the cold, I'm pissed off, and I get on with it as best I can. But it doesn't. I don't feel I need to smile while doing it. But
no.
Do you read more into it than that, or was it simply it was a pissed off guy who had the cold and was just happy to get through the night, get the win, and get back to his bed?
I see. I only heard last night for a guy in the work. had a weekend there in Belfast, so I mean I wasn't exactly up to speed on what was happening a lot on social media, but no, first reaction was, oh, here we go. I actually thought he had a serious dose of the Mourinho's. That's what I thought was going on with him. It was just going to sit back there and arms folded. We've seen it with Mourinho 100 times, because of the circus, had been kind of running all week off field. But no, I mean, if the guy's generally ill, then not exactly the same. I don't think it matters where he would be. If you're feeling down, then fair enough, But no, because he is normally full of life, and he's up there and cajoling people on that, But no, it was concerning. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. It was concerning. They maybe went down. I thought, no, this is the wheels are coming off this completely here, But
right.
But no, it's he is a passionate guy. He's a likeable guy,
He is, and I think that comes through on the fans, that even the guys that don't rate him, there's not the anger that there is perhaps that was expressed for somebody like Warburton.
No, that's right.
End, because I think people genuinely do wish him to succeed. Certainly the guys I speak to, even the guys who say get rid, they will always qualify it with, I really want him to, because he does come across a very nice, very likeable guy, very passionate guy.
I think it could be exactly what we're needing, but again, it's all just going to boil down to consistency and then results in time, Dave, as we know. It's I heard a podcast a couple of weeks ago when you went bigger picture, where the club had been for 2012 kind of onwards, and it was absolutely 100% bang on, but it's just cold hard facts that people need to keep telling themselves. Just a wee reality check every now and again. It's nothing. There's nobody more disappointed than any here. Chatting. If we're team in draw somewhere and ship a couple of points. But there is a serious reality check needed to be taken with some money, and just let the guy breathe. Let his team breathe. It's guys like Pena that might let him down, but for every Pena there's a Danny Kindias here. And let's just see how things go over the next few weeks. You're not real disappointed, but again, this international football, with no game this weekend, I thought coming off Hamilton at St Johnstone would have been good, and let's maybe start building up a wee bit ahead of steam, But
you mean you're not over the moon at the prospect of international football yet again?
Oh, I know. What is it like?
It's just every time you get your arse into the season, along comes international week just to piss off fans all over Europe.
Aye, that's exactly. I mean, who's actually interested in this crap?
No, it drives me nuts.
It's so frustrating.
It is, and you just kind of like things are boiling up nicely in a few leagues, and then 2 weeks off, lads, and then the whole circus takes over for a couple of weeks. The other thing I want to talk about is Dalsdale. Now, Dalsdale obviously hasn't featured very much, but he came on, and this kind of split again, probably through social media, and I saw both sides commenting. Dalsdale came on to huge and ironic cheers, and then when he did anything, he was cheered. And I'll be honest, I thought it was just a bit of fun, but I did see people saying that's a terrible way to treat the guy. You're treating him like a joke. He's a Rangers player, and you're making a fool of him, a la Sibo, where you're basically saying you are absolute toilet and you're a terrible football player, but we'll get behind you because it's funny and we're winning. Where do you come down on that? I just thought it was away fans having a laugh at the end of a tumultuous week, but I suppose I can see, I don't automatically dismiss the other thing. I can see the other side of the coin, which is people saying, what's that going to do for the boys' confidence, the fact that you think he's a joke, a liability?
It's I'm honestly the same opinion of yourself. I can see where people, are maybe uncomfortable with it, and maybe not the right thing to do, but I think as far as support was concerned, maybe through relief and that, and a bit of humour kind of thrown in, it's I don't think it would affect the guy. It'll affect the guy too much. I think more than anything else, Dalsdale will be just absolutely delighted to get some game time.
Oh, did you see the smile on his face? There's a brilliant image going about of just he's about to come on, and he's got this beaming smile. It was fantastic. You could tell the boy was absolutely over the moon to be getting on the park.
Aye. I think it's even a light-hearted humour. You know, it's, and don't get me wrong, I wouldn't like it if it was myself. You know, there was you know, and getting that for my fellow Bears. You know, but I think he'll be. Hopefully he's okay with it. You know, I mean, he's not seriously Elton John in front of him now.
Aye, I mean
you know, for a position, you know, as you were saying, a bit further up the field, the guy, you know, and also Candice won't be getting moved for anyone anytime soon, you know. So I can't. It's just one of these things, you know.